Good morning, everyone. As you may know, I am not Glenn East, but I am substituting for Mr. East this morning because he and his wife are enjoying a well-deserved anniversary trip to Alaska. So we'll call the meeting to order. I would ask that Mr. Pruitt lead us in the pledge and Mr. Mayo lead us in the invocation.
If everyone would please stand, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would join me in a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to join together. Pray that you bless the business that we conduct here, Lord. We just thank you for a community of educators across the state, and we just ask that you bless our endeavors to make the world a better place. Love you, praise things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Today is June 20th, 2024. It is the June meeting for the Mississippi Board of Education. We are in the fourth floor boardroom at the Central High School building, 359 Northwest Street in Jackson, Mississippi. I would remind everybody that we are being live streamed, as well as if you have your cell phone with you, please silent it. First item of business is approval of the minutes from the May 16, 2024 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, you've had the agenda before you. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be moved to the regular agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Mr. Jacobs, Mayo. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we start with the fun part. Ms. Cook.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Miller, Dr. Margino, and state board members. It is my honor to present to you the board recognition for the month of June. And today we are honoring the first cohort of graduates of the Literacy Coach Academy of Mississippi. I would like to invite the 8 graduates who are here today to join Mr. Miller and Dr. Margino at the front of the boardroom. They are Kristen Gilmer from the Lamar County School District, Leslie Holloway from the Pearl School District, Lee Jackson from the Brookhaven School District, Marlene Jackson from the Laurel School District, Brittany Lyles from the Jefferson County School District, Allison Pace from the Pass Christian School District, Stacy Russell from the North Tippah School District, and Tia Thompson from the Meridian Public School District. And I would also like to invite the Literacy Coach Academy course facilitators, Amanda Malone and Dr. Jennifer West, to join the graduates at the front of the room. I believe we had one person parking. Let's see, do we have 8? 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, and then one more. I think Ms. Thompson will be joining us as soon as she finds parking. I know that can be difficult here. And there are 5 other graduates who couldn't be here today, and I just want to say their names. Kimberly Bailey from Meridian, Bernita Barnes from Jackson Public Schools, Rachel Powell from Brookhaven School District, Deja Townsend from Columbus, and Kristen Walters from Laurel School District. Okay. The Literacy Coach Academy of Mississippi is a new professional development program that provides MDE's literacy coach training to educators who currently serve or will serve in literacy coaching roles in their districts. The Academy trains kindergarten through 5th grade teachers, lead teachers, and district coaches in the same evidence-based methods used by MDE literacy coaches. These graduates just completed a rigorous year-long course comparable to a college-level course. Since the passage of the Literacy-Based Promotion Act in 2013, MDE has hired and trained literacy coaches to support educators in schools with the lowest 3rd grade reading scores. we have one more to join us? Oh, okay, all right. MDE created this academy to ensure that other districts that want to hire their own literacy coaches have effectively trained coaches. Academy members receive intensive training in the fundamentals of literacy coaching, which involves different skills in teaching children. They learn best practices grounded in the science of reading and learn to model and observe lessons and receive feedback during on-site visits and virtual classes. The Literacy Coach Academy in Mississippi is intended to increase the number of highly trained coaches across the state, establish a more defined coaching role within districts, and increase educators' understanding of evidence-based practices to support student achievement. We are not aware of any other state that offers this type of literacy coach training. The second Literacy Coach Academy of Mississippi cohort is currently underway, and cohort 3 applications will open in January. So today's graduates are trailblazers in MD's effort to extend our literacy coaching model to benefit children statewide. And graduates, I know you have a lot of supporters here, and you're welcome to make remarks at this time. And we'll start with Ms. Gilmer, and if there's anyone you want to recognize who's here from your district or your family, please feel free to do so. So, Ms. Gilmer?
My husband's here with me, Tracy Gilmer, and say thank you for taking with me and supporting me through this process. It's been very, very beneficial for me as I help teachers in my district, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone for helping this be possible, this first cohort.
Thank you. Ms. Holloway?
Hi there, I have Stephen Palmer with me. I have our principal, Nikki Graham, and Assistant Superintendent, Cedric Graham. I, too, thank you all, thank the MDE literacy coaches, as well as our SEC superintendent for this opportunity, for the resources that were shared, and then our hope is that we are able to share this with those educators within our districts.
Jackson?
My mother is here with me today, who is a retired educator, so I got it honest growing up. I just wanted to say thank you. It speaks volumes that the state of Mississippi is invested in a literacy department through MDE, who in turn responded and taught us through just the schools that we're in. It is amazing the resources that were put into us and the information that was learned, because in my opinion, our strongest resource that we have in education are the teachers in the building. And this program gave us the tools necessary to be able to support them better. So for that, I'm truly thankful.
Jackson?
Thank you. I have my husband, Dr. Jamar Jackson, with us today. He's also an educator with me. I've really truly been blessed by this program. Dr. West and Ms. Malone has given us a lot of tools, and I said earlier, they didn't just give us the tools, they showed us how to utilize those tools so that we can make sure that we are growing our educators while we pour into our kids daily. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Brittany Lyles from Jefferson County. I have my superintendent, Adrian Hammett, with me, Dr. Adrian Hammett, and I have my principal, Ms. Shamika Woods. I want to definitely thank those who for always believing in my potential and to even, recommend that I do this. Of course, the literacy coaches, I love you guys. That one call, that's all, was definitely perfect for us throughout the entire time. Everybody else, we build that community where we can message each other, help each other, especially with the high quality instructional material that we're all being introduced to. That was a great experience. And just overall, we just, I speak for all of us, I'm sure, when I say thank you for this opportunity.
Stacey?
I have Patty Cooper with me, Chief Academic Officer of the Pass Virginia School District. I especially want to thank Dr. West and Ms. Malone for leading us, the in-house observations, and then the observations that we got to go and see the other MDE coaches were the most beneficial thing besides the relationships that were built. So thank you.
Stacey Russell, and I have Courtney Bayless with me, and she is another teacher for our school district. And I would just like to say thank you so much for your time and your willingness to help us go the extra mile, and for the resources and the knowledge that was given to us that we were able to take back and use in our school districts to help our teachers, to support our students with whatever's needed.
Ms. Thompson?
Hello, I have my mother, Cynthia Thompson, with me today. I had a conversation with Ms. Malone and Ms. West about when you are a teacher transitioning out of the classroom, there's an assumption that if you're a great teacher, you'll be a great coach. And we learned so much in this program that shows just how much we had to grow. And I really appreciate you guys giving us that hands-on experience and the opportunity to grow as educators.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining us today.
Congratulations again to all of the graduates of that program. That's fantastic. All right, next up on our agenda is the report of the superintendent.
Okay, we've had quite a bit going on. We've had, with summer up on us, we've had our staff has been busy presenting at various conferences across the state. We've had the MASSP with our Secondary Principals Association. We were able to have folks there. The Making Connections Conference, the Federal Programs Conference has been going on, special education, dropout prevention. It seems like it's conference time, and so everyone has been busy sharing updates. Also, I left just this morning. Really was proud to see Mississippi is one of 3 states hosting the regional convening on advancing the education profession. And so this is in partnership with the United States Department of Education, the Hunt organization, and teach.org. And so this is hosted over at Jackson State this morning. We have 6 states there. There's, I'll forget half of them probably, but let's see, there's Mississippi, Texas, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and seems like another one I may be forgetting, but it might be Tennessee. But that's kicked off also. Our Assistant U.S. Secretary of Education, Roberto Rodriguez, is there. He was President Obama's education advisor for 8 years, and then also Assistant Secretary of Education Adam Schott is there. And it was great during this role this year. It's been great to get to know some of these guys. I learned that the U.S. Department of Education is very real, and they often call, and so we joked. I was so excited to finally meet Assistant Secretary Schott because we speak literally every Friday. He's calling me about something, and so it was so great to get to meet him this morning, and we'll spend some time together this afternoon and tomorrow. But Mississippi, again, was one of 3 states chosen to host this regional convening, so we're excited to do that and just to be able to brainstorm. We have a state team put together. Courtney Van Cleve kind of headed this up for us, and she's done a tremendous job. Her and Dr. Murphy and Dr. Vanderford in their shop has done wonderful. So that's that's kind of what we have going on. We're excited, of course, with Dr. Evans coming aboard, here in the next week and a half or so. So we're excited about that. And we've been transitioning and kind of been on the phone a lot, and he's been here some. So we're trying to make sure that everything is a smooth transition. So anyway, otherwise, everybody has stayed really busy. Summer is quite busy. You learn that when you become a superintendent. You think summer is, and that's when you get all the work done. No different at the state level. There's a lot of things that have to be updated. So appreciate the work of our staff. We have a tremendous staff here, and just like what you just saw with our reading department, our literacy department, they have done some phenomenal stuff. So just the attitude of our folks here at the department has been something great to see. We have some really strong folks in our department. We really do, and just their passion. I don't know if Kelly and Jill may have. There's Casey and Jill over there. Yeah, those two are our favorite reading folks because they're always just so passionate and coming up with new things to do. Also, I did want to introduce Michelle Now. She is our new elementary. Basically over elementary ed for the department. She comes to us from Kosciuszko School District, where she served as a longtime principal. And I actually had the pleasure to visit her school earlier this year, and they have an outstanding pre-K program there, and she's a strong principal leader, so we're excited to have her here at the department as well. So subject to your questions, that's all I have.
Anyone have any questions? All right, so next item on the agenda is the report of the chairman. So again, I'm pinch hitting for Glenn, but I have 2 things. First, we have been through the process, as we do every year, of selecting our next student representative to serve on the State Board of Education. I had the great privilege of, for the first time, being part of this process from the beginning. I was fortunate enough, Mr. Jacobs appointed me as the ad hoc chair to start the process. So I got We had 33 applicants. I got to look at every single applicant, watch every video, go through the semifinal interviews, and then we did the finalist interviews yesterday. There were 3 finalists of the top 3 candidates, and I can tell you this is the 3rd time I've been through the process. And those who've been through before, I think this was our most difficult one. It was the top 3 finalists were top-notch. Regardless of who we picked, we could not go wrong. They were excellent candidates. So, but having said that, we had to pick a winner. And I am pleased to announce that Mr. Crosby Parker from the Gulfport School District will be the junior student representative next year as Kate moves up to the senior representative. And Miss Ainsley Coleman from the New Albany School District was selected as an alternate. Both of these are fantastic candidates, and we very much look forward to Crosby serving on the board. Additionally, all of the semifinalists will become members of the Superintendent's Student Advisory Committee. I finally got that right. So they will be able to participate in that throughout the school year. And then Crosby will serve as a junior representative starting July 1st, so next meeting will be his first meeting, and he has a 2-year term. So the next and last thing I have for my report is a resolution for Dr. Morgino. As you all know, he has been our interim superintendent for the last year, and he has served wonderfully in this role. As you may or may not know, if you've read the papers, that we've had a little bit of an issue with superintendents and disagreements, I would say, with the legislature. But we have finally a permanent superintendent. We've had several interims. Dr. Morgino took over last July and has basically steadied the ship and ran the ship excellently during this time period of transition. So we are very grateful for your service with that. So we have a resolution for you. Whereas Dr. Raymond Morgino has admirably served as the interim superintendent of education at the Mississippi Department of Education and executive secretary of the Mississippi State Board of Education since his appointment on July 1st, 2023, demonstrating exceptional leadership and dedication to the advancement of educational standards and student achievement across the state of Mississippi. And whereas Dr. Morgino's distinguished career in education spans over 30 years and various roles, including executive director of the East Mississippi Center for Educational Development, superintendent of the Pearl Public School District, principal of the Pearl High School, assistant principal of both Brandon High School and New Hope High School, and teacher at Tupelo High School, contributing significantly to the improvement and success of these institutions. And whereas under Dr. Morgino's leadership as superintendent of Pearl Public School District from July 2010 to June 2020, the district achieved a remarkable success, including receiving an A rating for the first time in its history, increasing graduation rates from 79% to 97%, and ensuring that each school within the district received accountability ratings of either A or B. And whereas Dr. Morgino has been recognized for his outstanding contributions to education through numerous awards and honors, including the Mississippi Superintendent of the Year in 2017, President of the Mississippi Association of School Administrators in 2016 and 2017, and various community leadership awards demonstrating his commitment to excellence and community service. And whereas Dr. Morgino's academic achievements, including earning a doctorate of philosophy in educational administration from Mississippi State University, a master's of educational leadership from the University of Mississippi, and a Bachelor of Science in Social Science Education from Delta State University, have provided him with a strong foundation for his leadership roles. And whereas Dr. Morgino has also served with distinction in the military as a lieutenant colonel retired in the Mississippi Army National Guard with commendable service during Operation Iraqi Freedom and earning the Combat Action Badge and Meritorious Service Medal, reflecting his dedication to both his country and his community. Therefore, be it resolved that on this, the 20th day of June, 2024, the Mississippi State Board of Education hereby expresses its deepest appreciation and highest commendation to Dr. Raymond Morgino for his exemplary service and steadfast commitment to improving public education in the state of Mississippi.
thank y'all so much. This, of course, you know, I was listening to Mr. Miller, and all I can think about, really, the work's done by all the folks sitting right over here and right over here. We have a wonderful staff here at the Department of Education, and it has been an honor of a lifetime to serve amongst these professionals here at the department. They're dedicated. From Deborah getting me off of my, I walked in here with a paper calendar. You see now I walked in with nothing. It was fun. I did not know that it drove her nuts at the beginning when I had my paper calendar, but I would put everything. But she adjusted me to the computer age. And Deborah, thank you so much. You and Rachel, just for taking care of me. They have spoiled me rotten. And so that's been great. We have a wonderful staff. I could go through just every person in this room, and I won't do that because I'll take 30 minutes if I do that. But I would have to say to the executive leadership team, obviously you work probably closest with them, but from John with MSIS 2.0 and just the dedication. Aaron, I was sitting there writing cards actually last night, so y'all get a card. I guess don't be surprised now. I'll give it to you. Anyway, but I was thinking about just the impact of each of them and just what they're doing, their dedication. It's, when you serve as a long-time local superintendent, you really hear about the State Department, you sit on committees with the State Department, but you really don't know, you hear all the bad. And, to come up here and see all the good was really refreshing. But so it's been nice to be able to share with, folks that, hey, they really do work, and they work hard, and they just have a tremendous staff. So I want to thank the staff here for just the way you guys welcomed me in. You were just first class the whole time. Mike Kent was fabulous when we kind of handed off. I have so much respect for Mike and just his leadership. I don't know if y'all know this, but before Ronnie had come to Massachusetts, when I was a baby superintendent at Pearl, Mike was the old man in the metro area as far as superintendent. And anyway, but I remember Mike's leadership was the day I was named as superintendent, I received a text like the next day from Mike Kent saying, hey, welcome aboard. If there's anything I can do to help you as you transition to the superintendency, let me know. And that was, I'll never forget that kind of leadership that he showed. And, you stay in the superintendency for 12 years, and good gosh, I found all of a sudden I was the old man in the metro area. But I tried to do that with every new superintendent that would come in. I would send them a, congratulations text and say, hey, we all get together and we meet if there's anything we can ever do. And that's always good. Ronnie, I'll forever be grateful that day you called me. And, I was coming back from Starkville. And,
Yep.
I won't say exactly what my answer was if you asked if I would be interested in talking with you guys. But it was something.
I won't either.
Yeah, but it was in essence, I think I'm good. No. But I'm so glad I did. And I really appreciate the work that you guys do as a state board as well. You have a big job, and you don't get paid much for it. And it's truly a servant's heart that you guys show. And so I'm excited for Mississippi. I'm excited for Dr. Evans to come in and for Mississippi to have a permanent superintendent and just to be able to move forward. But I do, again, want you guys to know you have an amazing staff up here. You really do. I'm so looking at Marla. We threw more on her this year than you could imagine, it seemed like, just one thing after the next. And everybody just handles things so professionally. Wendy and Brett back there with CTE, and just, Donna with 8,000 things under her umbrella, and Paula, who is the protector of the department. She is just, and Noah Revolve. I mean, she just just every question I had, I could get a Paula with just her institutional knowledge. And then you have Dr. Gavin that has so many things with her operations. I don't know how she keeps up with everything, but she's always the most calm demeanor and just an amazing staff. Jean makes us sound way more intelligent than we are. PR and Shandaria helped us run that student advisory group, and then Erin with her counsel all the time, and then John with his funny. So a little secret, when we have our executive leadership team meetings, we sit Mr. Craman and Dr. Gavin next to each other. And that is the comic relief, because he's always asking for something and she's throwing an elbow his way. And so it's a lot of fun. But with all that said, it has been a real joy. It really has. And so thank you for your support. Thank you guys for just allowing me to serve our state this year. I appreciate what you guys do. And again, thank you to this wonderful staff. Thank y'all.
Next on our agenda is the report from our senior student representative.
Well, good morning, everybody. First of all, I found out that today is the first day of summer, which is a little appropriate for what I'm going to be talking about today, which is just encouraging, I know the department and administration just around the state really do so much work during the summer, whereas students kind of see summer as a time to just rest and relax before the next year, whereas I see summer as a time of opportunity. And I think it's really important that as leaders and as educators, we tell our students about the opportunities that are available for them during the summer. And I feel like a lot of that stems from being chronically online with different social media platforms. Teens tend to romanticize just being lazy and unproductive, which is really unhealthy as they grow up and enter the workforce. So encouraging them to find something to do over the summer is really important. And a lot of these opportunities arise for rising seniors like myself without actively seeking out. I had many different workshops or internships or job opportunities become available to me. So I can only imagine what is really out there if you're actively searching for something. And honestly, having a job or an internship or volunteering, any of that is so important because it creates those healthy habits that you need going into working in the workforce. So being on time, having something that you're responsible for, being responsible for yourself because maybe your mom's at work and she can't wake you up in the morning to get to your job on time. So it's important to learn those things now instead of later when you're employed and you're late to work every day. That's not going to be good. Another problem for rising seniors is what comes after high school, which I know so many people worry about on a day-to-day basis. And one way to kind of narrow down your options is through summer college, or I think middle college is also an option during this fall, but summer college programs offer like camps that you can go to for a week at the university, or you can take a class and kind of, if you say, I know Ole Miss, for example, they have a couple health science camps during the summer. And if you enroll in a health science camp and you're like, wow, I really don't like blood, I can't work in the health science field, now you know that's not what you're going to go to college for, and it kind of helps narrow down your options, for example. And another thing is during a long break, we have, I know year-round school is shorter, it's still 6 weeks, that's a long time away from school, but we have about 2 months, 60-ish days away from school. And I tend to forget a lot of the things that I learn in school, which is really hard to fall back into in the fall when you're spending the first month catching up on things you learned last year, or when you sign up for the ACT in October and you don't remember any of the skills. That is not going to be very good. So summer is a great time you can enroll in dual credit classes at a local community college, or you can really hunker down on those ACT skills that you don't quite have down yet. I know my mom brought home 2 thick ACT books for my sister and I to work on this summer, so that's next on my agenda. And then the final thing I want to highlight is volunteering. I know, especially living in a college town, so many college students head back home for the summer, leaving so many businesses, churches, day camps, shelters without people to work for them. So as a high school student, going in and kind of picking up during the summer for those businesses is not only going to help you, but it's going to help them a lot. And so I think it's really important that we tell students about the opportunities that are available and encourage them to take advantage of them, because building up your resume during the summer is going to look really great for job applications, college applications, any application for anything. So I think it's really important to encourage everyone to take advantage of opportunities during the summer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. All right, next on our agenda is reports from any subcommittee meetings this month.
All right. Yeah, the Internal Audit Subcommittee met this morning, had a long, detailed discussion on the items we approved. We reviewed and approved the fiscal year 2026 budget packet for the Office of Educational Accountability, which includes a request for additional pins and contractual authority to outsource projects as needed due to increased workload and the loss of 4 pins since 2017. We also approve for the Office of Educational Accountability to request the State Personnel Board to reclassify a vacant pin in the Bureau Internal Audit. Okay.
All right, now we go to our action items. The first item up is to initiate the process to reconstitute the Tunica County School District. Mr. Kent and Dr. Pulley.
Morning, everybody. So I feel compelled to respond to the charge of being old. And why am I still here? So when you can accomplish something good in this field, that's the reason you're still here. And today we're going to accomplish something good, I think. And it's been a really, really long, long road. I think in your packet, you have a copy of the resolution that legal counsel has prepared to go over to the governor's office. That resolution it has a pathway of what has transpired to a great extent, but there's some things missing. One of them is that this is the second time that the state has taken over the Tunica School District. So there's a long, long history there. In this latest takeover, this board made a really good decision in 2015 to employ Dr. Margie Pulley to lead the work in Tunica. And she entered that district in 2015, 9 years ago, with a laser focus on teaching and learning. When you walk into buildings up there, it's everywhere. It's on the walls. The people will respond to you. What's your mission? Teaching and learning. It is an absolute laser focus. And during her 9-year tenure, she has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the kids in Tunica County and the teachers that are there can do the work. They can do the work. They have met the statutory requirement for the 5 consecutive years of C. And so 2 years ago, this board directed MDE to begin the process to return to local control. And that's when I got involved to try to assist in that process. And so for the last 2 years, my partner in crime and I have been working toward that end. And we are here today to tell you that the state of emergency does not exist in Tunica County as of today. And so we're asking that you consider this resolution, and I want to thank Dr. Pulley for her work, and she has been a real asset and a pleasure to work with. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
No question, just a well done.
Yeah.
I have one question. I've asked you this before, Dr. Pulley, when we've said, do you feel they're ready?
Everything is in place. We put everything in place. The protocols are there. The people are there. They need to follow the protocols that's been put in place. I saw the resolution said that we had what, two years of beads, but we've got our data this week, and I know Paula is looking at me saying, don't say anything, but but I've been off into data all week, and if everything is what we think it is, Tunica, we're gonna walk out of Tunica with 3 years of beads in a row. So that we think is good. They've done a good job. There's a good staff there, an outstanding leadership team of principals and directors. And if this board works with the superintendent and the principals and the district leadership, there should be no issues. The students are great. They can do the work, like Mike said. They can do the work. You just have to have the expectations, and we set the standard that you're going to do the work. And they have proven to me that they can do it. And I've told them I will be looking at their data next year, and we would expect that they don't drop. But it has been a challenge. It was a real challenge initially, because you got to understand that no one wants MDE in their districts. And they were all angry at me initially, but after they saw that we were improving student achievement, and we didn't listen to the no as we made teaching and learning the priority, they got on board, and the same principles that I walked in with, I'm walking out with. So we just work with them and train them, and they are good principals now. And the rubber meets the road in the schools with great leaders. You cannot have good schools without good principals. And Tunica right now has a great staff of good principals.
Thank you. Well, I think I can speak on behalf of the board. We thank you very much for your service and for working with this for 9 years. I've been on the board for now over 3 years, and we've had other schools go in, haven't had one come out yet. So this is a fantastic success story. So thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. And I brought I had some partners in crime too, and those were my attorneys, and they kept me straight. And on the good side of that, we're walking out of Tunica, and there are no lawsuits, and there's no debt. We have zero debt, zero lawsuits, so I feel good. And I told Mike the other day, I've been working, June 30th, I would have worked 50 years. So not many people can say that they can work 50 years. And my 93-year-old mother says, she tells me, if you go home and sit down, you go down. So I am not going home. I will be somewhere. So I do appreciate the opportunity to have worked with this board and all the other boards, and I promise you, I feel good about walking out of Tunica. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
So, under the Office of State Superintendent, do I have a motion to initiate the process to reconstitute the Tunica County School District?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Fantastic. That is a great success story.
I do have a comment based on what Dr. Pulley just said. I don't know that we would have a specific need of placement at the moment, but should we make a motion to hire her again right now? I mean, before someone else gets her, that's what I'm thinking.
I think that's understood. I don't know. I don't think she probably expects her phone's going to ring in the next 30 days or less anyway. So. All right. Next, we have several contracts. Dr. Gavin.
Wait, Matt, you need to approve the resolution as well.
Okay, hold on a second. Go ahead, sit down. I forgot to read all of it. Sorry. Let me back that all up. Let me read through all of this. Initiate the process to reconstitute the Tunica County School District and approve the resolution from the State Board of Education by finding that satisfactory corrective action has taken place and by requesting that the governor declare that the emergency no longer exists in the district. Do I have a motion for that?
Motion.
Second.
A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, Dr. Gavin.
Okay, good morning. We're bringing before the board 3 contracts, 2 of which are new contracts, and action item 2C is a renewal. So on action item 2A, we have a contract for the board's approval with the Gulf Coast Education Initiative Consortium. And this resource will serve as the fiscal agent for the Office of Student Organization under the CTE office. Action item 2B, We have a contract with the National Center for the Improvement of Educational Assessment, and they will provide expertise in the area and manage our TAC committee, the Mississippi Technical Advisory Committee, better known as TAC. And the last contract is a renewal contract. This is year 2 of 3, and the 2 vendors you see are attached for this particular renewal.
All right, with these 3 contracts, does anyone have any questions? So under the Office of Chief Operations Officer, do I have a motion to approve items 2A, 2B, and 2C?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I think next we have up some grant items.
Yes, sir. We're bringing before the board 2 grants. The first grant is a competitive grant with IHL, and that is for our education in residence. And it is a 5-year grant. Action item 2B is a grant. It's a PDG grant to award 2 grants to Lamar County and to Simpson County, a 3-year grant, 2 3-year grants.
Does anyone have any questions about these 2 grants? Hearing none, do I have a motion under the Office of Chief Operations Officer to approve items 3A and 3B?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, Dr. Gavin.
Thank you.
All right, next up is our consent agenda, which these are items that have been previously provided to the board to review. Does anybody have any questions about any of the consent agenda items? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve items 4A through 4K under the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Next on the agenda is a consideration of an executive session. Do we have a motion to
I'd like
make
to
that
make a
determination?
motion. I move that the board consider making a closed determination of the need to go into executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, who needs to stay? Jennifer, who needs to stay? Okay, I would ask everybody clear the room, please, except Dr. Boone and Dr.
The board is going
It's
into
up.
executive session for discussion of discrete personnel matters in accordance with Mississippi Code annotated Section 25417-4A and K, and discussion and strategy sessions or negotiations with respect to prospective litigation, ongoing litigation, or issuance of an appealable order in accordance with Mississippi Code annotated Section 25417-4B.
I swear I just said that.
Does anyone have any report on any meetings they have attended? Does anybody need approval to attend a meeting?
You do know that in the, before our next meeting, 3 of us here will be at the NASBE for new board members in Washington, D.C. Coming up.
And I'm jealous because I had to do it by Zoom because of COVID.
Yeah, I had to do it by Zoom too, so.
I did
yes.
too.
Yeah, I went to dinner with Mary and she told me that too, right?
We didn't spend any money.
Say again?
We didn't spend any money. We just Zoomed in.
But, no.
I think NASBE is paying a substantial part of our cost.
They do.
I mean, airfare and stuff like that.
Oh, well, we weren't offered that.
Well, you 3 behave yourselves.
Say again?
You behave yourselves. I don't know about you, Billie Jean, but I'm noticing these guys.
All right, do we have any other business to discuss? A reminder that the July board meeting will be held on July 18th, 2024 in Jackson, Mississippi, in this room at 10 o'clock in the morning. Absent anything else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second. All right.
And we can start at 8:30 like we did yesterday, which is really convenient for those of us that travel, I'm just saying.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? All right. We are adjourned.